Hello and welcome to Canada Day here where I am, but also July, everybody. We are in July, and that means that we are halfway through the year. Can you believe it? 2020. We are now officially half done 2020. And I know some people are like, hell yeah, I'm ready for this year to be over. But we still have 6 months. We still have 6 more months ahead of us. And 2020 is quite a year. It's a year of change and transformation and so many other things. So I think it's important to talk about what's going on with the planets, with all the influences that are going on right now. So, right now we have five planets in retrograde, and those are Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. Mercury is about communication and expression of ideas. Jupiter is about wisdom, growth, abundance. Saturn is about our rules and our personal ethics. Neptune is the planet that touches on the mystical and, um, you know, the world of illusion and getting into dreams and the metaphysical. And Pluto really helps us examine power and control and how we go through change in our lives. So, with all five of these planets in retrograde, we are really being called to dive into ourselves. Like, we're being called to shake ourselves up. We're being called to really examine and look into our spiritual practice, the things that connect us to our source, to God. We are really being called to let go of old pattern. A lot of us are people of routine. Humans love routine, but all of our old routines, all of our patterns, things that we've gone through day to day, that's all getting shaken up. And you were being called to change patterns, do things in new ways, and examine if there's any resistance and move through that. Now, fortunately, Venus just went direct. It was retrograde and now it's moving in its proper motion, which does soften July. It does help us get more back into our family, focus on our home, the desire to make things filled with love, make them beautiful. So while we're being shaken up and we're being called to really examine our patterns, we're at least being given the opportunity to be in comfort and be in that connected, loving space. Um, so now that we kind of have a standing of what's going on planetarily and what the influences are, let's get into the various pieces that are going to shake you up during the month of July. And the first one is the lunar eclipse, and it's also a full moon. That's coming up on the 5th, and that's going to be happening in Sagittarius. And with this happening, you're going to really be called to check your beliefs. How do you think the world works? You might want to look at that. And you're going to have an inner turmoil, an inner battle of wanting to do right in the world, wanting to do good things, wanting to do well, um, but not knowing exactly how to do that. Having your ethics and your values and your sense of right and wrong and, the rules kind of at odds with each other. So it's going to be really important to look inward and find balance. Find the two sides of that duality. Find the pieces that go together and hold each other in check. Now, on the 12th, Mercury will go direct. And as I've mentioned, Mercury is the planet of communication and ideas. So you can breathe easy about your communication, about getting excited about the things that you're trying to develop and plan, and put those out into the world. So, for the first part of July, it's going to be more conflict, more miscommunication. But then, the later part, you're going to be able to express yourself, get your ideas out there, make all of that work for you. Now, with Mercury going direct, Jupiter and Saturn are still going to be in retrograde. So you're really going to be called to look at unfinished business, things that you have not taken care of that really need your attention. For me, that would be my income tax. I haven't done that yet. That's on my list to do. But it's time. It's, July 12th, when it goes direct, it's like, okay, stop putting this stuff off. You need to look into these things and take care of it. But it's not just unfinished business like income tax, it's in the way that you're living. If you've been avoiding having conversations with people because they're uncomfortable, but they need to happen, it's time for them to happen. And you need to upgrade yourself and let yourself think with new ideas and new ways of being. You see a theme yet? Um, Now, a few days later, the sun will be in Cancer opposition with Pluto and Capricorn. And this, it's like a big mouthful to say, but this means that you're going to be focusing again on family, which we've got the Venus influence going on, but you're really going to be challenging your traditional values versus personal freedoms. So you're going to be going, who am I as a person versus who am I as a family unit? And these pieces are going to kind of have some friction and some upsetting. I would not be surprised if a lot of people, come out as a different religion or come out with their sexuality during this period of time. So if you have some inner conflict already about your values versus your family duties or things on that line, this is really going to get shaken up mid-month. Now, on July 20th, we have the new moon in Cancer. And Cancer is a wonderful star sign, but it tends to bring the emotional stuff. It tends to bring all of the feelings that we have suppressed up to the surface. So towards the end of the month, we're going to get a little bit more feely. We're going to get a little more sentimental. We're going to be a little more prone to crying. So if you don't like doing that, like maybe make a strategy now of how you're going to handle journaling your feelings or getting that stuff out in a constructive way. Um, and then July 22nd, we're in Leo. The sun enters Leo, and Leo loves to be seen and to party and to have fun and be the center of attention. So things are going to lighten up. So we start the month really heavy, but towards the end of the month, things start to perk up. They start to feel a little more easygoing. They get to be more fun in the sun. For anyone in the southern hemisphere, we're rocking the winter up here. You guys are still, or we're rocking the summer up here. You guys are still going to have fun with your stuff, but in the winter sense. So overall, when we're looking at the month, we have a really strong theme of family. We have a really strong theme of connectedness, community, and we have a really strong theme of balance. So you're looking at your work and your life balance, you're looking at tradition versus new thought and concept, and you're looking at family and home. So surround yourself with the things that you love. Give yourself permission to dive into those deep thoughts. It's a really strong shakeup period, but if you give yourself permission to do the work and look at those things, it doesn't have to be rough. You can let yourself have conversations. You can open up and feel the freedom of going in with a new idea and a new way of being, even through the discomfort. So allow yourself that stuff. Don't resist it. Embrace it, and it will be a much smoother ride. So good luck for July. It's not as bad as it might feel. We do have a lot of stuff going on, but guess what? We're halfway through 2020, so it's onward and upward, right? I'll see you guys soon. Bye.